What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, Clouded Thoughts of Wrestling, with me, Sway Jose. This is episode 7. On today's episode, man, I'm going to be talking about AEW Fyter Fest. I'm going to be doing a little quick review of that, man. It was a show that, it was the second show for AEW. Their first was Double or Nothing. That was their major pay-per-view. Their second major show will be August 31st, All Out in Chicago. Wouldn't say it wasn't this, and Fight for the Fallen won't be as big as a Double or Nothing or All Out. Cause like I said, those are their two major ones, but still, man, this was their second show, and I enjoyed it for what it was, man. I thought it was a really good show. I was very much entertained, and I enjoyed the wrestling and action that I saw during the show, and I hope to, like I say, I hope to see AEW continue, man, to keep putting on good shows, man, and just keep doing their thing and just focusing on them, man, and putting on good content. I really like this Fyter Fest. They were associated with CEO Gaming, so there was a big gaming video game crowd there, and they played to the fans of that, so that was cool. I'm just gonna get into the recap, but before we do that, man, quick thumbs up, subscribe, man. Like, dislike, whatever, man. Give me some feedback, some comments, man. Like I said, these are just my opinions. If you have different views or different opinions, make a comment, man. We can talk about it, whatever. I'm always open to new opinions. Like I said, man, maybe the way someone else looks at it may change my mind. You know what I mean? So, it's always cool. I'm always interested to hear what people think. Now we're going to get into AEW Fyter Fest, man. The buy-in pre-show, they had another one. And kicked off with a triple threat match with the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta, SCU, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian, and Private Parties, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy. Now, the winner of this match would advance to a tag team match where they would then, if they win that match, they would qualify for a first round bye in a tournament that Tony Khan announced will be, they will have once they start showing on TV in the fall on TNT. So, man, I feel like this was definitely a really good match, man. I really like AEW's tag team matches, 2-on-2s. I really enjoyed this. The 3-on-3 that they had later on. I will say that AEW at this point, the way I'm looking at it, and their tag teams that I've seen, I feel like AEW is putting together the best tag team roster in wrestling at this point. Now, there's still a lot of teams that, the Dark Order, who made an appearance, that I would like to see from them, but from the teams that I'm seeing, man, they're really putting a good emphasis on this tag team division and tag team wrestling, and I really like that. This was a coming out party for Private Party. I like that, man. They followed up their exposure on Cody's Road to Fyter Fest. It's a YouTube series that they do that leads up to their shows. They had a Road to Double or Nothing, a Road to Fyter Fest. Now they've begun the Road to Fight for the Fallen. That's in about a week. But their ring performance, man, they had the fans at Daytona Beach, in awe, man. They had creative athleticism, and I saw that from some of their footage that I was able to see from them, man. These guys are really athletic. And even in defeat, I feel like Quinn and Cassidy, they left Fyter Fest real hot. They really got over. I liked the fact that, when the match started, the Best Friends and SCU were kind of like, really treating them as the newbies, per se, man. But they really showed out, and that was a real showing out for Private Party that got them over, man. And I can't wait to see more of Private Party, and I was already kind of excited to see that. Now, I did kind of pick them to win the match just because I thought it'd be cool to have a hot team. I thought SCU would win it, but Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, the Best Friends, they were able to pick up the win, man. It was surprising to see, like I said, SCU lose, but they're so over, man, that and a big part of AEW's plans that they really, it's not necessarily for them to win. I believe that all these teams will still be in the tournament, so I don't think that SCU losing this match really hurts them. And Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, man, they're established, independents, and they've built up a goodwill with hardcore fans. But their win here and the continuation of their feud now with the Dark Order, they showed on the Titantron, lights went out, the Minions showed up, lights went out, came back on again, the Minions were gone. So they're kind of like going after the best friends, and it feels like this tag team division is really being built around these guys too. Also, like I said, man, they're putting a big emphasis on the tag team division, and it was real cool seeing the best friends picked up the win, because I wanted Private Party to win. Like I said, I thought SCU would get the win, but still, man, it was a real good opening match. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I've been really enjoying tag team wrestling in AEW. Moving on to the next one, we had Ali versus Leva Bates. Leva Bates and Peter Avalon, they cut a promo telling the fans to read books. And it was funny when they came out there and talking, the fans were like, "We can't read," and all that. Bates kind of, she impressed early, controlling the harder match a little bit, but Brande Rhodes, who is Ali's opponent at Fight for the Fallen, she was watching backstage on a monitor, and this match basically did exactly what it was intended to do, and that was earn Ali a win before her match with Brande at Fight for the Fallen. Now, Ali used to be in TNA, now she is in AEW, and I kind of I like what I seen out of Ali, in ring ability in TNA. When I found out that she was signed to AEW, I thought that was real cool, kind of like a little fresh start for Ali. It was also nice to see Bates. She got the opportunity. Remind fans that she has in-ring ability. She's been utilized mainly as a character to this point. But basically, it was Ali's introduction to the company, man. And hopefully this is something that will bring new life into Ali, man. This match, it was good for what it was, and it was to get Ali a win heading into Fight for a Fall and to introduce Ali, man. The match was what it was. It wasn't nothing really great or spectacular or nothing, man. But like I said, simple part was getting Ali a win heading into her match, and the introduction of this was Ali's first match. That's what it was, man. Ali gets the W. Next, we have the hardcore match that was Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabali. It was fun for the fans, and it was entertaining for the fans. The fans looked like they were pretty much in tame for it, man. Jabali took some risks out there for a guy, who's not traditionally trained. And while, I don't think he should be throwing German suplexes. I don't think he really made a big fool out of himself. Nakazawa brought creativity to the match. He used gaming items in the event. And it was a feud. It's paid off. It's a year-long feud. And it's finally it's over or whatever. And that's what it was, man. It was just a little fun match or whatever. They were going back and forth, and Nakazawa was really selling in the match. But like I said, man, this wasn't nothing. It was in the pre-show. A lot of people had their opinions about this. Maybe it's fun and all this other stuff, man. And, it's still at wrestling. You can think whatever you want to think about the librarian gimmick or Michael Nakazawa's gimmick or whatever. But that's what they are, man, and that's what they're there to do. I like that it's not a lot of it throughout the show. They kept it on the pre-show, and man, that was it, man, for what it was. Like I said, nothing really to really dig and dissect and really pick apart, man. It was just an entertaining match. It was fun. It had its fun. Michael Nakazawa put out a thong or whatever. He poured baby oil all over himself, man. It's just, that's what it was. If you like that, cool, man. If you don't, it's cool, whatever. Like I said, man, for the most part, I took it for what it was. Next, we are going to start the main card. It kicked off with Shima and Christopher Daniels. Shima overcame the disappointment to a loss at SCU at Double or Nothing, because they beat the Strong Hearts. He got a win. Over Daniels, the outcome was something of a forgotten conclusion, considering Shima's advertised match with Kenny Omega at Fight for the Fallen. And the match, it was good. I really enjoyed it. The OEW president, he sold the back injury well. And the story told throughout the match made sense. I would definitely say that. The Meteor finish is one that probably would have done damage to his back, but Seaman did enough selling after the match, and he did, to suggest he was able to feed off the adrenaline and score the win. And I like that, man. And Daniels, man, he's a smart worker that even at 49, he still amazes me, man. He always delivers, constantly thinking and always developing sports and moments within a match. This was no different, man. I really enjoyed Daniels. It's almost kind of like, I like, he's like found a fountain of youth a little bit, and I really like that. I like what I saw out of this match, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, man, it was a win to get Cena a good win heading into his match with Kenny Omega at Fight for the Fall. Next, we get into what was a really good match of the night between a triple threat match between Yuka Sakazaki, Rio, and Nyla Rose. Now, you could say like the buy-in was for Private Party, man. This was star-making, I would say, turn for Rose. Man, she wowed with her power and raw athleticism. She really did. It was all on display here. And Rio and Sakazaki, they were phenomenal, bumping around for Rose. They really, really were, man. They also brought their hard-hitting Japanese style to the match, which, I really liked and really got to see that at Double or Nothing. The high spots and near falls, brought a drama to the match that kept fans really invested throughout and had them intrigued as to which wrestler would earn the victory. Now, I had Nyla Rose winning this match. On commentary, man, Excalibur, I like Excalibur, man. He strongly put over Rose's complacency, though, and how she had numerous opportunities to pick up the win but failed to capitalize on them. It will be interesting to see whether that becomes Rose's story arc in the weeks and months to come. What is an absolute certain, though, is Rose has the makings of a breakout star for AEW. She can continue delivering at the level she did Saturday, if she can continue. And I think that she can. It was definitely a coming out party for Nyla Rose, I will say that. She had this flying knee she hit off the top rope. It was just, that was real awesome, man. And like I said, I like Riho and Yakazaki, man. This was a really good match, man. I really enjoyed this match. Riho picks up the win. She defeated Sakazaki and Rose, so good win for Riho, man. She got a win, and it's like, you thought Nyla was going to win. She didn't, but I feel like even in loss, she still, like I said, man, really shined out there. Next match, we had the Fatal 4-Way between Hangman Page, Jungle Boy, Jimmy Havoc, and MJF. Jungle Boy, man, looked like a star here, flying around the ring. He definitely did. Taking the fight to anyone in his path. His first real opportunity to shine on the stage, this magnitude. And like I said, man, Jungle Boy was the star in this match for me. Havoc, he was solid. While MGF was the confident, loudmouth, spoiled brat who felt entitled to victory, said victory did not come. It didn't. His inability to follow up on targeting Paige's knee because he had to run his mouth cost him the victory and helped Paige score the hard-fought win. If the look on MJF's face is any indication, expect the rivalry between Hangman and MJF to continue regardless of Paige's date with Jericho. Yes, and on commentary, they really did a good job at letting you know they stated that this was going to be a good rivalry, to come, and these are two real big stars in the company that they are really going to push to the moon, and rightfully so. MJF cut a promo before the match where he said, I like video games. He was like, I love video games. I played them. He goes, until I lost my virginity. And then the camera flashes on this guy in the crowd. And it's like he had the saddest face in the world, man. And it was just priceless. And it's like moments like that with MJF, man, makes him the great heel that he is. And I think he's the best heel in wrestling. That's just my opinion. And people are saying that he could cost Adam Hangman Page the title against in his match with Chris Jericho. I can see that coming because I don't see this rivalry ending. And once again, man, coming out party for Jungle Boy. I love what I seen out of Jungle Boy. He came to the ring on Luchasaurus's shoulders, and I like what they're doing with them too. I really like that, and it was cool, man. It was a good match for what it was. I liked it. It was very entertaining. Next, we go with the Elites, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, and Kenny Omega versus the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. This was a good one, man. For what should have been the last chapter in the ongoing rivalry between the Bucks and Lucha Bros. There was a lot of spots. There was a lot of high flying in this match. I like the one spot where Laredo were there on the apron and Laredo Kid takes off and then the Lucha Bros take off after him. That was real cool. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks hit a Hadouken in the ring. That was cool because they came out dressed as Ken and Ryu, and Omega came out as Akuma. I like that because, like I said, they were in front of a crowd, and it was a lot of spots. It was a lot of high flying. I really enjoyed it, man. And like I said, the action and execution that these guys have, man. The Lucha's out there. Phoenix, man, he's always really fun to watch, as is Pentagon Jr., man. I really enjoyed their work and what they're able to do, and I feel like Laredo Kid was able to shine. He really shined in this match. I really like what I saw out of Laredo Kid. And Nick Jackson, too, man. There was times where I was watching this, and I'm like, oh, wow, man. Nick Jackson was on fire out there. I liked what I seen out of him. Now, I wouldn't say out of the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros past encounters, it probably wasn't their best, but at the end of the day, man, I don't think that the issues are done between the Bucks and Lucha Bros. I feel like we'll get one more possible big match. I don't know when that will come. I don't know what's in store for the Bucks for All Out at the moment. Only time will tell. But for what I like, man, it was a good match, and I like that Kenny Omega picked up the win, and because he needed it, man. Lost against Tanahashi, lost against the rematch against Jericho. So this was a bit. I think having him get the pin in this match and get the win, that was good. I think that was something that his character needed, especially moving on to Fight for the Fallen with SEMA, and then at All Out versus Jon Moxley. And we'll also get to why I also like, the finish of the show, because I felt like it ended up being a night that Kenny's character needed. Which came in this match, man, unsanctioned. Jon Moxley versus the bad boy Joey Janela. Now, they said that this match was going to be Justin Roberts, the announcer, he goes, when the lights go out, the show is basically over. When the lights come back on, it's unsanctioned match, so when you promote an unsanctioned match between two of the most extreme wrestlers of their generation, you expect a certain level of discomfort. You expect violence and bloodshed. You expect ladders, tables, chairs, tacks, barbed wire. Janela and Moxley delivered. They delivered, paying off heightened expectations of deathmatch action. It was deathmatch-esque. There was a point in time when I'm watching and I'm like, I kind of get a Terry Funk Cactus Jack feel, and I like that. I mean, if you're this is hardcore, if you're a hardcore, you're into this, man. This was really, really good. This was good. You know how WWE has Extreme Rules? That is a laugh compared to what Moxley and Joey Janela did at Fyter Fest. It was a fun match to watch, man. It really was. At times, did it flirt with the line of good taste? I wouldn't say that, man. It lived to its expectations. It definitely did. The paradigm shift that Moxley promised after his debut at Double or Nothing was on display here. He completely erased any and all remnants of the PG-rated moniker he developed into late in his WWE run, meaning that this is what Moxley wanted to be. And granted, he cannot be like this level on WWE TV. Like what Moxley really wants to do, I can see at times why Vince was probably like, come on, man, I really can't let you go out there and do that. But the anger and the just craziness and the just his intensity and all that, it just wasn't there in his later, in the later him leaving WWE in like those last couple months. I mean, it just, the heel change was great, but they didn't. They blew it after that, and they should have. The very next night, he's in the doctor's office and he's taking a shot in his butt, man, and it's like, no, this is what Jon Moxley wanted for his character, and he got to really do it, man, and he really got to shine out there, and he's been shining since he's left WWE. Janela, on the other hand, man, he's a star in the making. His ability to take punishment and demand more is like a Mick Foley, man, with the same heart and desire. But I will say this, he has to evolve a little bit. Like, you can't just put a box, and around yourself, man, because I feel like if Joey Janela wanted to, man, he could be a good wrestler too, man, not just really be that known for just that one thing. I will say that. But his charisma, man, definitely fuels that character. But until he does really want to evolve, man, he's going to be in these type of dangerous and unflinching performances, man. And it was a good treat. It really was a good treat. And there was a spot where Joey Janela puts the table up in the ring, and Moxley had set 2 tables up, and Janela goes in the ring, man. He lays Moxley on the table, and he jumps off the table onto Moxley outside the ring from the top of the ladder, man. That was just a really great spot. Both wrestlers put each other through barbed wire board, and it was just nonstop action. Moxley poured the tacks out, gave him the paradigm shift on the tacks. He slammed Joey Janela, took his shoes off and slammed his feet on the tacks. It was hardcore, and just knowing what these two are capable of doing, it just really came out, and it was everything that I expected it would be, man. So post-match, Omega had a post-match attack, man, and it made sense given that, like I said, Moxley beat him down in Vegas. Kenny came down, man, smacked him with a guitar, attacked him, pretty bad. It was funny because Kenny had left, and then, the refs, they had, and then, like, he had came back out, through the stage area and smashes Moxley with the garbage can, I believe, man, and the attack just continues. Then later on, he hits him with the guitar, throws him into the drum set, man, and the show goes off, and Kenny goes away, and they focus on Moxley, and he's smiling after it. So it's like after the crazy match he just went through with Joey Janela, and then being attacked by Kenny Omega, he's laying there smiling, and it's like that right there is like all you really need to see and know about this Jon Moxley character. All together, I thought it was a good show. I was very much entertained. And I can't wait to see this AEW product continue to flourish and continue to grow. They have Fight for the Fallen. That is next week. Also with Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules will be Sunday too. So that's going to be interesting, man. And a lot of wrestling coming up. We got the G1 Climax this Friday in Dallas. I'll be posting a video of my predictions sometime before Friday. Also, I want to get the review from NXT last week. It was a really good NXT show, and I want to talk about that, so I'm going to get that for you guys tomorrow. And also this Sunday, TNA Slammiversary. They have a pay-per-view coming up. I'm going to try to do a review, a preview and predictions on that. Hopefully I can get that up too. But next, man, I'll be here next with this NXT review from last week. I'll also have this week's NXT review. I'll probably try to hopefully have that up Saturday for you guys. But once again, thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. I very much appreciate it. Once again, thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Like I said, comment, man. Let me know. Give me some feedback, man. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions. Let me know what you think about AEW. Let me know, how have you been watching and what you like and what you don't like about what AEW is doing, man. I think they're on a really good roll. And if you're one of those people who wish their failure, then that's a shame, man. You shouldn't be a person who wishes failure on anybody, man. You should want anybody to really succeed. And I want AEW to succeed. I don't want them to succeed to put WWE out of business. I'm just a fan for good, competitive wrestling. So, this is Cloudy Thoughts of Wrestling. I'm Sway Jose. I'm getting up out of here, man. Thank you. Conquer your dreams, live your goals, spread love, spread that peace. And we out.